Hey guys, it's Jericho back for another video. I have made numerous videos on Otherkin and Therian in the past, and I realized that despite the numerous videos on this topic, I've never made one giving the definition as I have always understood it. And keep in mind, I've been awakened for 7 years now. Not that that necessarily means anything, but for some people who are younger in the community, um, despite the other helpful videos, they still seem to be somewhat misinformed of what it means as a definition. Um, I'll start with Therian because most of my followers here are Therians. A Therian is someone who identifies as an animal from Earth. And I'd like to reiterate that means as an animal from Earth, other than a human, not with an animal from Earth that is other than a human. Identifying with an animal is just super normal. Everybody does it. Everybody likes certain animals, but that's not what a Therian is. A Therian identifies as an animal. Therians, by definition, despite the fact that many Therians don't like this, fall under the umbrella term of otherkin, because otherkin is simply an umbrella term, and therianthropy is a subcategory of that. Now, otherkin, despite what the internet may say in many different parts of it, they are simply people who identify either partially or entirely as non-human, which in a sense is the same as being a Therian, except for it is not limited to animals on Earth. So there's that. The belief can be spiritual. Many Therians and otherkin are spiritual. It can be psychological, or it can be a mix of the two things. For some, it's not having a human soul. For some, it happened through reincarnation of their soul. For some, it is a symbolic metaphor. And that's how I've always understood it to be the entire time that I have known about otherkinity and therianthropy. Spiritually inclined otherkin consider the reason that they identify this way to be a matter of their soul or spirit. Otherkin that consider their identity to be psychological believe that there may be an underlying psychological explanation, which is what I am. I am psychologically polykin, because I accept the vast scientific evidence showing that souls do not exist. Psychological kin are not the same as coping kin, by the way. Psychological kin willingly, or, well, coping kin willingly accept that their identity is a coping mechanism that either they created themselves or their subconscious put in place for them in reaction to situations, events, feelings, trauma, etc. For the most part, psychological kin don't know what the fundamental reason for their identity is, but we are of the opinion that it simply has nothing to do with a soul. So I think that's where a lot of the confusion with the definitions between otherkin and Therian get mixed up, and between spiritual, psychological, and coping. As far as the other subcategories of otherkin, I can't say too much about many of them, because I am not many of them. For instance, I am not fiction kin. I have only met a few of them. Some of them are very nice, I will say that, but some of them are a little bit too out there for me. Many of the ones that I get along with really well are ones that believe in life on other planets, so they are alienkin. like myself. But, you know, there's good people in the community, there's bad people in the community. Even if somebody is a little too weird for you, I think it's important that you know what you're talking about when you bring up subjects of definitions and what is and what isn't, and what should and should not be accepted, etc. So that is the definition of therianthropy and otherkin. It's way more simple than a lot of people think. It does not have anything else attached to it to suggest weird stuff. Like, most of the reason that people in the community get so much flack is because they say these uneducated things or these really far-fetched things, especially on Tumblr and on Instagram. I see a lot of it, a lot of very uneducated people, and sometimes even on YouTube, and it doesn't help to correct them nicely because people don't accept that. And that is where trolls get the fuel to their fire for saying strange things, because they know that some people who are less secure in what they believe to be the truth get upset. And it's fine to not know, but you have to stop being willfully ignorant about these definitions in the community. I think that is a very big problem, and once it is accepted that this is what things are and this is how things go, I think things will go a lot better. So tune in next time. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff.